Hey everybody, welcome to another fine episode of Who's That Anime with your host Steve and Colin. We're starting to go all horror like because it's October and that's when people like to be scared, not Valentine's Day in February, like since when all the horror movies comes out. They always come out in February now, like
That's how it
start of
works.
the year. Uh and yeah, so we're talking about Biohunter, an anime from the late 80s, early
No, a
90s.
manga from the late 80s, I think.
Is it? Oh, hang on.
Is it an anime? I don't know.
I thought it was made. I had the page up, but oh wait, actually might work because I'm recording. Yeah, that still works. That's
Uh,
good.
it's a manga series, yeah.
Yeah, it was a manga series.
The manga was also adapted into an hour-long single-episode anime OVA.
Oh, 1995
Yeah,
in December. Yeah. So anyway, that's
almost made that. Almost made that 1996.
almost made in 1996. You know, when anime was like popular and had Western releases.
Yeah, I can see why this might not be that popular.
I can see why it might be.
I mean, I'll apologize now. Uh,
For suggesting to watch this.
yeah, this is dog shit.
This dog shit.
It's dog shit start to finish.
I don't know, man. With
Um,
the lines of "I really need to wee," "I really need to wee," oh God, I really need to wee, as like the opening lines of the anime.
wait,
I
what?
swear, that's what she says something along those lines. I'm sure that's what
She says, I'm hungry. I'm
I'm hung
pretty sure.
and I need to wee.
Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna say like is like, wow,
Oh,
this dub's really funny because since she's saying she's hungry while she's having sex, it's like that seems like you're maybe a step ahead, but
mm,
and then it turns out it's like no, she's a monster.
mm. Yeah. So we're just jumping straight in. No, no,
Yeah, fuck it. So
no.
does the movie. Let's do this. Rip
Yeah,
the band-aid off.
literally starts off with a sex scene,
Yep.
all nipples and everything.
Oh yeah.
No
Gotta have
censorship.
the nipples.
And then yeah, I swear she goes, oh God, I need to wee type thing, and then also states I'm hungry and I need to wee. I think possibly that's a direct translation. Or I don't know in Japanese if coming is
That's what
a word.
I don't know. It just felt, you know, it, for being so wrong, it felt like, yeah, this seems about right for this movie.
It certainly went places. So yeah. Anyway, so she turns into a monster and bites his arm or something.
She does. It goes into super slow mo as he falls backwards without a hand.
Yeah. And then it cuts to a class, a professor giving a lecture to university students.
A bunch of university students who give zero fucks about what's being said.
Yeah, they're literally bored out of their minds. And it's like, oh, boring, boring. Except one who was really interested.
Yes.
Oh, God. Yeah. So that one basically says, it's like, oh, yeah, loving it type thing. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And then holds up her chart and says, call me. And gives her
Uh,
telephone number to the guy. And he looks at her and goes, huh, all right, well, just to wrap things up, and the bell rings. I think he was
it's
talking about DNA stuff. This is stuff that you covered in university, surely.
I covered for my first year, like a
Yeah.
little bit on about RNA and mRNA and things like that. So
Mhm. Was it about as
it's
interesting?
Um, I spent most of it trying to decipher whether what he was talking about was real or not, which I have yet to find any. It's like I'm not sure if this is actual science or not, but he's using science words.
Sciencey words, yeah.
He did use sciencey words.
Sciencey words. Um, and then the class finishes, and then his mate comes in, and he goes, "I got this test result. It's something doesn't um I got some random drug test negative or something."
I don't know. It's some thing. Basically, right. So the core conceit of this is, hey, here's two professor type guys,
Hmm.
and it turns out that they know some stuff about biology and
Hmm.
chemistry,
Hmm.
and there's a demon virus infecting people, like
Oh,
that woman who was really hungry.
we're
Uh,
going to get back to that.
yeah, but that's the setup. That's the
I
that's
didn't want
the
I didn't
that's
want to spoil the I didn't want to spoil all that until we got to the
Wait,
wound.
doesn't it do that? Doesn't it talk over all this with that? Doesn't it have
Uh,
like this annoying, like omniscient narrator who's just like, and
no,
then we did this because of the things, and then also there was these guys, and then some stuff happened, and
that was the
things.
it's with the professor, the pervy professor who gets all the girls.
Oh, the mustache guy,
Yeah, the mustache guy. Um,
Koshigaya, I think,
yeah,
maybe.
it was he's the guy that's talking over them. But no, the guy comes in. I got the test results. It's a negative for Bombay tea or something.
Yep,
Something ridiculous like that.
that's what it was.
And it's like, all right, that's fine. We can talk about this later because we got to go. And then it
Yep.
zooms out the pans out the window and see these two
Okay,
like guys next to the car at the gates of the university.
that's right.
And then it talks about how they do things you wouldn't find in the local paper or something.
Yeah, things that aren't quite illegal, but also might be frowned upon.
Yeah, for people that are questionably legal in their own
Yeah,
state, like the Yakuza.
yeah. And yeah, basically, they have been called to the home of this dude who's like, my daughter, she's gone mental and stuff.
Mm.
Uh, Help her out. And
Hmm.
then it turns out that, oh, it's that hungry woman from the start of the movie,
Yeah, the hungry one star of the movie.
and she's
And
she's bare chested, but her boobs are now mouths, and she's got mouths everywhere, and they're all sort of gnashing and gnarling.
is a boost nice? I thought it was just her stomach. Anyway, uh,
No, there's definitely one of her boobs is at least a mouth now,
yeah.
because
And then
why not?
at this point, they think they talk about curing the. It's like yeah, because the guy, his colleague who walks in. What's his name? The guy with the long hair.
Kamada?
Kamada? Yeah, I think it's Kamada. He's there on the and he starts to cry, tear up at the top of the door when they get to the door into the cellar, the dungeon even.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily he was like obviously a mob boss or something. How many Japanese homes have like cellars with things you can lock up your daughter with?
I don't think many Japanese homes had enough room to swing a Wii about, so I doubt many of them had a dungeon.
Mhm. Ah, and you're talking about the console, right? Not like
Yeah,
just Wii.
not just Wii. No,
No, not like I need a Wii.
not like that. No,
No,
no. There's always room to do that, but whether you want to do that or not is entirely up to you.
probably
But
not.
I
Yeah.
think yeah, essentially he's like, time time to fix her.
Hmm. Yeah.
Oh, and yeah, as you say, he's crying, and he's crying because when he senses the demon virus,
Hmm.
uh, he starts to cry, which
Yeah.
is yeah, that's the thing.
Well, that's the thing. He does it a lot. So so they go down and they go, yep, definite demon virus. Never
I
mentioned it
wonder how they
before.
found out.
Yeah.
How did they know?
I don't know. The big giant heads grow out her shoulder.
Yeah, I'm sure it had something to do with the multiple gaping maws that now occupied her body, but yeah,
Yeah, I don't.
I doubt they really needed the demon, the bio hunter, just to come along and go, yeah, definitely that.
Yeah. And then the so what's his name? The Tash guy. He goes along and
Yeah,
checks
Koshigaya, I think.
the one of the face on the shoulder with some serum of some sort,
Yeah,
and then it kind of withers in pain and it's like, And then she was just kind of goes, you know what? I'm going to break out these holds. Pulls the chains off the walls and then goes right for
Kamada.
Alcamada.
She gives him a good old bite.
Yeah. And then he's like, oh, God damn it. I wanted to keep it civil. Or something like that.
Yeah, and then he goes, "Oh, no, I'm a fucking monster." It's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
He's like a weird
Devil Man.
Cerberus devil man type thing.
It's, it's basically Devil Man.
Yeah, it is. It's not
A
a
poor
good
man's
version
Devil
of
Man.
Devil Man. Yeah, it is. It's the Diet Coke of Devil Man.
So yeah, he turns into the monster and then she goes, oh shit, he's a monster now, and she kind of jumps out the window of this dungeon. Yeah, process that. Why would you have a window in a dungeon so people can look? Dogging site?
I mean, those are typically outside, so I don't know.
Yeah, but
Maybe.
I thought they were in cars and people looked in the cars. I thought it was a whole aspect of dogging sites.
Not gonna lie, I'm not very familiar with the.
You know the term.
I'm aware of the term, but I'm not like super knowledgeable in the intricacies of this of the. I was about to say the sport. Uh, I doubt there's like a way you can medal in dogging. It's not an
Well,
Olympic sport, so.
not yet.
But
It
yeah,
might.
that's the start of this dog shit movie.
Yeah, and then I think they
Uh,
say, oh, he's kind of different. Or is that after this? But anyway, they jump on the roof and then he kind of just slices the heads off the woman's body. Like,
yeah,
oh, look, slice, and then like the three claw marks through the face type
yeah.
thing, and it kind of like splits in two. And it goes, oh. He reminds me of Basket Case, the face,
Oh, Belial.
Belial.
Yeah, I was going to say between that and Quato.
Mm, yeah, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, so then she's cured. No, she's not dead. She's cured. You know, she just got sliced in half. This movie has that weird. He has like weird magical abilities. Like the end fight is pretty good. Well,
Weird magical slashing abilities.
yeah, it doesn't do any damage to humans.
Oh, we'll talk about the fucking magical abilities at the end as well.
Yeah.
Jesus wept. Um,
uh, anyway, and then I think it cuts back to the lab in the university or something, and they're talking about it, going, "Yeah, this guy, Monster Man, he's different from all the others. He's able to like combat the virus or something, and control it, and turn to like monster at will. And the monster he turns into is like some weird chicken beast thing.
I
It
don't know.
was weird ass shit. Like he looked like he had a beak, and he had like a big like um mane like a lion type thing, and
Yeah.
then a big kind of like dragony spiky tail, and like griffin leg body and legs. Yeah, so it was a weird ass monster. Yeah, and then I think they do stuff, talk about stuff, slag off Tashi McTashman
Oh, for being a pervert.
for being a pervert because he's like, oh, you should get a girl because I think, oh, I'm going out to a party or something.
Yeah, I have been invited to a student party.
Yeah,
Oh, that is an opportunity to find yourself a girl.
yeah, and
Not at that kind of party. That's more your thing.
yeah,
I'm also verbatim doing how good the voice acting is.
the, it's it hits and misses a lot.
I don't know. If you can maybe point to me the one or two times that it hits. I don't think there's many. I think everything is said with sort of a level of sort of emotional investment of, oh man, I dropped my tea.
Yeah, well, no, I think some of it actually came off quite well, but most of it was dog shit. As in, it
Yeah.
just like, oh, read these lines. We'll give you money to do
It's like, these ones here. What's the context? I don't really have anything for you. Could you just read the line? Oh, okay.
them.
I guess. It's like, that's right. Could you just like maybe call him like a little bit more of a pervert? Like mean it more. Yeah, you are a pervert.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
I mean, I guess that's all right. We'll
That's right. Not paid enough for
we'll
this.
we'll use that one.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that the guy does that, and he goes out.
He's on his way back from the party.
Oh, is he on the way back from the party when I thought he was
I
going
thought he
there?
was. Oh, fair enough. I mean, either way, he's out and about, and this
Yeah.
woman runs past him, and he's like, "Oh, that's weird."
Hmm.
She seemed terrified. I guess I'd better not dig into that anymore.
Yeah.
And then these big guys come up and are like, you see a woman? See a woman? And he's like, no,
Yeah.
no. Like that's his
No.
whole deal. And
No.
then a guy that I thought was the the bad guy from Biker Mice from Mars.
All right. I he was just a Kuma man. A Kuma from Street Fighter.
Well, it was the
Or
purple suit.
is it?
He's literally purple suited Akuma.
Yeah. He's and the orange hair.
But there's the bad guy from Biker Mice from Mars had a purple suit exactly like that. He was called Lawrence Limburger.
Lawrence. Yeah, but wasn't he bald or something?
He was not bald, but he was a fish.
He was a fish.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
underneath
wasn't a
his
fish.
mask, he was a fish.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, this guy is legit purple suit Akuma.
mm, yeah, because his two henchmen in front of him says, "Seen the girl?" It's like, I don't know, maybe not. Come on, you got to say you've seen the girl or not. No, I haven't seen the girl, honest. And then you see the purple suit Akuma guy. He's just like rolling two like coins in his hands, and
Uh,
then just bends them with his one hand, and then just
it's just
starts to
grabs him
grab
by the
his,
head.
yeah.
But the thing
Uh,
is like he like bends the coins, and I was like, man, those must have been like in real bad condition. Because he just like does. There's no effort or anything in any of it. It's just kind of fucking
yeah,
coins. Grabs his head and like he goes, maybe you've seen a girl, and it's like I don't know how many times I have to tell you, pal. The answer is no. She's hiding behind a car, like just down the road a little bit.
yeah, watching it all, and it's like yes or no type thing. That seems to be
It's
his
like I
thing.
already said no so many times.
Oh, he wasn't really convincing.
I know,
He
but
was like, no.
that's not really the fault of the character. That's really the fault of the delivery. It's just, have you seen a girl? No,
No, not really. Uh,
no.
and then the Fuzzler arrive, and
That's my favorite bit. Is he's getting his head crushed, like properly crushed, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna Hulk out. I'm gonna
yeah,
turn into a demon."
yeah,
And then the police arrive with their sirens on. Why? Why were their sirens on? Why were they trying to get anywhere in any hurry? There was no like she didn't run away and tell the police.
no, because
They
she's not
hadn't
going to.
attracted any attention because there's nobody else there. The police was just like, "Oh fuck, siren time, boys," and then turn up and they're like, "Oh, better stop crushing this guy's face."
Yeah, and then they scarp her. They disappear because the
They
police
do.
goes, "Sorry, you all right?" And then like we're the three guys in this alleyway just disappear. It's like later.
Yeah,
Jake.
they split, and it's like, "What's going on here?" And she goes, "Oh, nothing."
Yeah,
All right.
nothing. This guy
They
saved me.
just leave. No,
Yeah,
she doesn't even say that.
I think she
She
does.
just says, "I didn't think so. I thought it was because he almost says, it's like, oh, nothing. Everything's okay." And they go like, "Okay, you have a good night," and then
Yeah,
leave. You're like, "Oh my god, what?"
yeah.
three mysterious strangers scarpering away into the night after what was clearly an altercation. Clearly.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fucking ridiculous.
It is pretty bad. And then she kind of like, oh, thanks for helping me out back there type thing. I gotta go. I'm not going to tell you anything because it just gets you involved, and I don't want you involved. And he's like, all right, okay, but don't you want to go to the police? No, I can't go to the police.
No.
And then,
She
bye.
just runs away.
Oh, yeah. There's all those guys will find me again. I better go. And
Yeah,
then and then she runs away, and then he starts to cry again.
Yep.
And he goes, wait.
And then the next scene is literally like, so I brought this random woman here to your apartment, and because I think it's like I think something's going on because I was crying. Okay, anything to do with demons or?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't think she's a demon. Something's going on.
Well, she was connected to it in some way. But he did say, "Oh, can I walk you back home, keep you safe," type thing. And then she goes, "No, I can't be doing that." And then she runs away, and then he goes, "Wait," and then she's like halfway out the screen, out the alleyway before he goes, "Wait," and then she doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't even turn or anything. She just appears in his apartment the next scene.
It is literally like he's kidnapped her.
Yeah, literally.
He's just kind of gone like, drags her into the guy's apartment.
Yeah. So I think they start talking, and then she then apparently is the granddaughter of some famous fortune teller.
Psychic.
Yeah. And then I think it cuts back to Akuma beating up a fortune teller somewhere because he was the disciple. It's like, you know where he is. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. It turns out he doesn't know where he is.
Yeah.
And also, his boss is not very happy that he doesn't know where this psychic now is.
Yeah. Akuma man gets a cane in the face. Straight up.
Just put in his place.
Yeah. That's right, sir.
And he's gonna have to find that psychic if he ever wants to regain any of that trust.
Yeah.
And then we sort of find out that it's like, oh, something funny's going on here. Yeah, my grandfather, he's a psychic and stuff. I really need to find him. Oh, we'll help you find him. I can't ask you to do that. We have literally nothing better to do. And then it's like, oh my god, they followed her here. This seems bad. And then the guy turns to the demon man, to Kamada, and says, you'd better call the university and cancel my appointments for next week. This seems serious.
Yeah.
There are people on their way to his apartment, and he's treating this guy like he's his fucking secretary.
Yeah.
It is beyond incredible. Like, what is actually happening?
Well, don't forget. I think during that whole scene, the guy before the girl comes, I think the guy's created a dart gun or something with the.
Oh, that's right. That's to sort of like impact the demon virus.
Yeah, so you can shoot at them and affect them.
That's right.
Yeah, so I can't remember. Did they have a big fight on the apartment?
No, that's the thing. I'm pretty sure it's like, oh shit, they're here, and then it cuts away. Nothing fucking happens.
Yeah, I think it does, and they're in the car next.
Yes, they're just all of a sudden in a car,
driving,
having a conversation about going to find her grandpa.
Who washes himself from all the dirt of doing the fortune tellings under a waterfall. So, what waterfall? Yeah, there's waterfalls.
Yeah. The waterfalls, yeah. It's almost like there's more than one. Yeah, well, the waterfalls, though.
Well, you know, what's his name? Demon Man does say that.
Yeah, he does. To be
fair...
Like,
well, you know there's more than one waterfall. And then he gets not bitch slapped, but like basically put back in his place by his mate, Tash McTashman.
Pencil mustache Hitler.
No, we're not going there.
I think so. The bit I love about this scene is where he's like, she's like, you seem to be having a really tough time believing in psychics, and then she says something like, don't you think that there are some things that science can't explain? And then the mustache man goes, there are some things that science just can't explain. And it's like, was it not okay that the woman said that thing? Did you have to literally repeat that so that it became valid? Oh my god.
I thought he was doing narration as they're traveling along.
I don't know. No, like regardless, it's like we literally heard that line, and then she asks it as a question, and he states it as a fact. She's like, don't you think like there are some things that science can't explain? He's like, there are some things that science just can't explain. It's like, fuck you.
It's an anime.
Misogynist pervert piece of shit.
It's an anime in the middle of the 90s.
Oh my god, it is so early, like that period of my like anime, like manga, like proper like manga published stuff that was coming over to the UK only on like late night Channel 4 and Channel 5.
Yeah, do you know wasn't published by manga here?
I am shocked about that. I know I
No,
see that though. It was it looks like it was MVM. So
MVM Films, yeah. Like a
I am
Welsh
genuinely
place.
shocked that that wasn't manga because that was like very much in their wheelhouse of publishing.
Yeah, but I think there's a reason.
How do you mean?
I mean, I don't know how many manga releases were actually garbage like this.
Well, to be fair, you're not wrong. Like I think like more often than not, thematically, it was always like quite violent, quite sexual, and just kind of like shocking,
Mm.
or more so for the time period. But yeah, like they at least had, I think, decent voice casts and decent plots. The
Yeah,
animation in this is not terrible. Like to its credit, I actually don't think the animation's bad in
no,
this.
that's pretty good.
It's fairly decent.
It was Madhouse Studios that apparently helped produce it.
What's their
So
their lineage?
they done a lot of manga. I think they published a lot of things over in Australia a lot. That's
Oh,
but
they did Trigun.
yeah, yeah, they done a lot of stuff.
Notable ones definitely like Trigun for me. Um,
Most people, yeah,
and oh, they did Beyblade.
all of them.
Oh, they did Kirby right back at you.
Oh Jesus, I don't curry
Oh,
right back at
Gungrave,
Hungry. Oh man, that was a fucking wild ride. I got that on DVD
Monster.
somewhere. Monster.
Yep. Black Lagoon, Death Note,
Mm-hmm. Black Lagoon.
Devil May Cry.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's a decent.
We did some good stuff, like
They
I
did some
mean,
really good shit.
but back in about this time, they were obviously just starting off. I think maybe.
Looking at it, sort of like their first. They started in like the 70s, but obviously like it was very much co-animate. It seems like it was co-animated stuff, like they weren't the leads in it. And
Mm.
then towards the end of the 80s, uh, they sort of became more independent. But it also looks like, where is it? That's interesting. They did a segment on memories. They animated Perfect Blue. They did Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, which I actually genuinely think is one of the most incredible pieces of art. So, like, yeah, these guys, they did Tokyo Godfathers. They don't fuck around. Paprika.
Mm.
Holy shit. Ninja Scroll?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, yeah.
I honestly picked this up and thought it was not
Well,
much.
That's the thing is like because it's based on a manga I've never read. Like I don't know if the manga's any good. Um, but the certainly like I think the plot itself is just it's very very typical of stuff coming out of that era.
Yeah, it wasn't like some weird ass demon hunter, half demon, half human hunting people. It was like more cyberpunky, post-apocalyptic worlds.
Yeah,
Like we're all about to die type thing, but not really. About that year. So they're doing the car. They're talking about the car. They're going to these like uh waterfalls.
the orange truck arrives.
No, no, don't they get to stay in a hot spring first.
Oh, that's right. And then they have a really awkward conversation about the fact that she just turns up naked to get in the water with
Yeah,
two
because
strange men she's only known for a day.
yeah, well, it's must be a shared hot spring kind of scenario.
Sure.
I mean, all whenever I see hot springs, they always had a bar between the women and the men's side.
I think for me, the bit that gets me here is his mustache immediately turns to Demon Man and says, "You know, she's not a student."
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, "For fuck's sake."
Yeah, and he gets all hot and blushy and goes under in the water, just like in any hot
A- Anything ever?
any hot spring scenes ever about things. And no bleeding nose
Yep.
though. They didn't do the bleeding nose thing,
No, no, that's that was a step too far.
but yeah. Right. So to do that, and then to start heading off again, and then an orange truck appears.
Yep.
And out comes Akuma with like an Uzi or something, or a machine gun of some sort, and starts blasting them.
He, what is it? He yells. He goes, "You go to hell!
Something like that.
Go to
See,
hell!"
that's like the best bit. That was like so energetic, that one.
Yeah, well, his line was very energetic. Then there's three people in a car that's being shot up going, ah, 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 ah,
Yeah,
for a minute and a half, and it's like, why are we here?
I can't remember, but
Why?
all I remember is like, I'm sure he says it in such a weird way that it's like, is this a real dub? Are we just listening to someone who's like, this is how I think it should sound like?
Is, is, is this a real time fan dub of Biohunter, the OVA?
I don't think it's real time dub. I think it's
I think real time fan dub would do better.
yeah. Too many people are laughing at that though.
Oh
Oh,
God.
jeez.
So
Ah,
yeah, they their whole car gets shot up. They miraculously don't have a scratch on them bullet wise, but then the car smashes through the barrier,
mhm.
flips up, and he just kind of goes, "Oh shit, I'm gonna die! Time to demon out." And
Yeah,
he grabs the two out of the car and evacuates demon style.
yeah. But I don't know how high the roads get up in Japan, but that's a fucking high road.
It certainly looked it like at
With a
least
sheer a
like
sheer
that's a
cliff.
200 to 300 foot drop.
Yeah, with a sheer cliff on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh my God. I do like the fact that as soon as they go off the cliff, Purple Suit Akuma is like, "Oh yeah, he's dead. They're all dead. Just gonna phone you to tell you they're dead. We
yeah,
got them."
and
And
they're
it's
like,
like, "Cool, good job. Thanks
you
for
should
that."
you should go and investigate or something. Don't you have to come down and get told to go and
Yeah,
check?
he like shouts at a couple of guys. He's like, go and confirm, go and confirm that they're dead. We've definitely seen three people go off a cliff in a car that's going to drop potentially up to 200 feet. Not we don't know that the guy's a demon, but they might survive.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no chance they survive
Oh,
without him.
you never know.
No, I
Miraculous.
do. No, they're even if they survived,
Uh-huh.
no one is coming to the attention of them. They're in the middle of fucking nowhere. Their car is in a billion pieces, and so are they.
You just obviously not watched enough movies, man. That doesn't kill people. We all know this.
Well, we're gonna get to the movie segment of this in a second, because of course, Mustache Man wakes up and he's like, "Oh, I seem to be all right. This seems pretty good. I
Mhm.
wonder where my friend is and that woman. Oh, yeah, he's demoning out and just like standing over her, going, oh, what if I just did some stuff? It's like, no, please don't.
Yeah. It's like, Demon Man, no! And you're
Yeah,
like,
Kamada, stop. And he's like, oh shit, I've been rumbled.
yeah,
Uh,
oh shit, yeah, and time to bring myself back, and he brings himself back, and then she wakes up, 'cause she was still kind of unconscious,
yeah.
luckily.
And she just immediately embraces him and starts crying.
Yeah.
Not knowing why, I think at this point, more confusion than anything else. But then they're like, oh, what's that noise? That sounds like waterfalls. And it's like, yes, of course, you have crash landed mere feet away from the waterfalls you were looking for. How fortuitous.
Well, it's a waterfall, and then you look on top of up away from the waterfall and see the temple. Oh, it's a
Yeah,
temple. Let's go to this temple. Also, they said, "Oh, we better get out of here. They'll be looking for us."
yeah.
And so the Scarper. And then they go to the temple, and they find the grandfather
They
going,
found
"Oh,
Grandpa.
I've been waiting for you." And
Yep.
my first reaction was like, "Why don't you fucking say?"
I. That's the bit that gets me, right? Okay, so hey, he's a psychic. I guess he knew to expect us.
Hmm.
It's like, yep, great. We're gonna find out. He did not expect the next thing to happen, though, did he? Not a very good fucking psychic, is he?
What next thing? Well,
So they have the whole conversation, and he's like, "Oh, your friend here is not really very human like." And
mhm.
she's like, "Oh, don't insult him. That's very nice. Not very nice. Please don't listen to my grandfather." And he's like, "No, he's maybe right, kind of.
Yeah, maybe.
maybe maybe kind of." And
Yeah,
then then fucking uh what's it called? Purple Suit Akuma turns up in a fucking helicopter.
yeah. Oh no,
He didn't see that coming, did he?
well, maybe he did.
Well, why did he say anything?
Well, because it was so there's a bit there. So they're there having that. He got insulted pretty much because he goes and, "Oh yes, you're this guy." Oh no, not quite right. And then uh, him and what's her name has a wee moment on the side of the temple,
Oh, that's right.
and his demon hand kind of like starts holding her hand, and she goes, "Oh," type thing, and then he like quickly realizes his demon hand, whisks it away, and goes, "Yeah, sorry," and then she's, "Oh, I better go in tonight," type thing. Go to go bed now, and then to go down to the waterfall where the grandpa is cleaning himself in the waterfall in the middle of the night, and Mustache McStache Man is shouting at him, going, "You didn't expect this. You didn't know anything.
Yeah,
You didn't do
yeah,
that."
that's right.
And then the guy goes, "Shut up! I knew you came here. I need your help, but your friend's not ready. He's not full demon yet."
God.
Type thing.
Oh,
And
this is also forgettable.
then the helicopter kind of comes in. No, I think the helicopter like the big boss man. Uh,
I don't know. No, I don't know. Either way, like, either way, what happens is they kidnap Grandpa
yeah.
and they kidnap her.
But Stash Man kind of turns away and looks to see that the grandpa's not in the waterfall anymore. And then
Yep.
the camera guy just kind of appears behind him and goes, cracks up to
Yep.
the neck, and he falls down.
Goes down
Uh,
hard.
yeah, and then what's this Demon Man? He
Kamada.
Commander. Let's going to call him Demon Man.
Yep, that's fine. Demon Man and mustache. I'm good.
Yeah, yeah. And he goes, "Oh, Commander, better go and find him." So he gets down, goes to find him, and sees he's unconscious. Then he runs back up to the temple and sees what's her name getting taken away. Uh, uh, and what happens to him there is,
Well, so the grandpa gets kidnapped, she gets kidnapped,
yep.
and then then he's like, no, and
Oh, they're already halfway flying away, aren't they?
yeah, and Purple Akuma, Purple Suit Akuma's like, well, here's a crate full of explosives.
Yeah, this
Just
this
yeets it off the side of the helicopter, and he's like reaching out, it explodes, his hand separates from his arm, flies through the air and grabs onto the helicopter while the whole thing blows up downstairs.
yeah, he kind of gets blown away, and then he somehow whisks his hand onto the ground onto the helicopter,
God.
which then holds onto like a thing. Is it thing for Adam's family? No thing.
Yeah.
No, yeah, thing's the hand, and cousin it's the hairy man.
Yeah.
Yeah, uh, and that's grabbed onto the helicopter, and fuck. So he then wakes up in the hospital because
Yes, without an arm,
without his
without a
hand, yeah.
hand. Yeah.
McTash man takes him there, and then he goes, right. Oh, they're at the ocean because he has this weird dream about her like sinking into
That's right. A concrete block. I don't know.
some grey floor.
Yeah.
He's
And
safe,
it's like,
safe.
oh, of course, the ocean.
Yeah, of course. He wakes up. Of course, the ocean. It's like, oh wait, you gotta wait here. You're terribly injured. Nope, I feel fine.
I've never felt better. And he
Yeah,
just rips the things out of him and just, yeah, he's like, come on, we got shit to do.
yeah. And he just peels the
Oh,
bandages off. And then yeah, so then they start driving to like the ocean, and the
yeah.
hand is just kind of like cuts
The
back
hand
to
is
the hell.
making its way into the secret place.
How much blood does the hand have?
I don't know, but how strong is it as well that it's ripped open that metal like frame and starts crawling its way down the air duct?
Yeah, yeah.
It's absurd
Oh,
in all the best ways.
we totally forgot to mention the bad guy because we found out who the bad guy is. He's partly potentially in the run up to be the next
Oh, he's the
president.
late president. That's right.
He's
But
probably the next president.
the whole thing is that the reason that they're looking for the grandpa is because he told that guy's fortune, and he said you'll be dead in a month,
Yeah,
which is apparently true because he's technically dead because his body is now occupied by a demon that is wearing him like a suit.
essentially that's what's happening. I mean, he's a suit, and basically he's the dead. Is it a demon? What they call it something? A demon
He
within.
says, yeah, like I think the whole concept is that he still thinks he's alive even though he's being basically puppeted about. So he's been dead since
Yeah,
the time the guy said. But he's like, well, why would they be after you if you're wrong? It's like, well, he wasn't wrong. He was right. It's just that the guy is dead and the demon is still there, making the guy feel like he's still alive even though he's not.
yeah. He still has some sort of consciousness. And then so that's that, and also there's been a bunch of serial killers raping women. That we forgot about the architect women
Oh god.
right at the start. So
It's like, that's right. Oh my god.
there's
Anytime, yeah. So yeah, there's a whole undertone. Bunch of women are being murdered, and as they're murdered, their clothes explode, exploding their breasts every time.
okay. I don't think that's part of the newspaper article.
It's not, but it is part of what we see.
Yeah, and they're eating.
Yep. There's a woman who's eaten in her car, and she is eaten in her office.
Yep.
And yeah, it's happened to a few women.
Yeah,
And it
some
turns out
weird.
that's the dude.
Yeah, he's like some weird elongated thing on in the architect's women's place. So like there's a guy. There's oh, you're working late. Yeah, yeah. That's going to finish that. Oh, yeah, good work type thing. And then
Yeah.
he goes like,
Glad
"I'll
you're a
see."
perfectionist.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. And then the guy walks out the door, and then he brings her like a coffee or something. And
Yeah.
then she kind of hears a noise in like this dimly lit room because it's always a dimly lit room. Why would you have like a full lit office when you just
Never. You
need
would
that?
never have that.
Yeah. Anyway,
Energy conservation. You only want the light where you are.
that's how I do it anyway.
Yep.
It's usually not where I am, and it's dark where I am, and lights are
Yeah.
somewhere else.
I also sit in the dark. It's easier.
Yeah. Um. So she's having that, and then she hears a noise, and she looks around, nothing there. Then she says, "Oh, nothing there. I'll take a sip of this coffee." And then the reflection of the coffee, she sees this monster, this face like on the reflection of the coffee,
Hanging
and then,
about on the roof. Yeah.
yeah, like that. And it's like some weird Spider-Man thing. And then she looks up, and then she goes, "Ah!" And
Yep.
then her clothes explode.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
there's a reason for that.
Because it's anime from the 90s. I don't know. Is that the
Technically, but also once we get to actually the serious end fight with the big bad boss man, we'll get into it.
I think we will. I just don't think I cared enough to listen. Uh,
To what?
we're so close. We're so close to being there anyway because they're on their way to the ocean. The hand has traveled its way down to
Mhm.
find the what's it, Sayaka or whatever her name is, the granddaughter of the psychic,
Oh yeah, we never mentioned that.
chained up, and then the hand drops down and just like phases through her body.
Well, no. There's a bit before that. It's like the big evil dude's like there going, oh, gonna eat your liver or kidney because he needs to eat the
Oh,
kidney to stay alive or something. Is that
the
what?
liver, the liver, the
It's the
liver.
liver. You got to eat the
Yeah, it's
liver
definitely the liver.
of the girls to.
How very Eugene Toombs.
All right. Anyway, so he's got to eat the liver, and then he gets interrupted by his henchman going, "Oh, right, dude, he's here," type thing or something. Come, you
Oh,
want to
that's right.
come and speak to the guy? Okay, I'll be up there. And then the hand falls down from the air shaft that he was looking at, unlocks the handcuffs for the girl.
Yeah, and then phases into her body.
Then, yeah, then literally phase into her body, and she wakes up
Yep.
and goes, "Oh, that's what was that on my back?" type thing. And then she runs to the door because she's free,
Yep.
and then can't open it because it's not open. Fails to do the one thing it really needs to do is open the fucking door.
Well, and meanwhile, Grandpa's woken up, and he's been or I say he's woken up. He's been tortured to near death. I
Yeah,
guess
he's
is where we're at.
certainly been beaten up now. Yeah, and the guy sits down, talks because apparently when the grandpa said you're going to die in a month, here's some medicine that might help,
Yeah.
type thing. He says, "Oh, you gave me that medicine, but it didn't work." And he's like, "You didn't believe in it properly. You're too greedy for power still." It's like, "What? No, I don't like that answer." And then he kind of like zones out and comes the demon, big red flower thing with tentacles, and
Yeah.
lashes out at him. During this time, though, McTash man, and Demon with Face man, arrive on site and eliminate pretty much all the henchmen.
Yeah, like
It's,
with almost immediate effect.
yeah, and they manage to sneak in past Akuma. Well, McTashman sneaks in past Akuma.
But Demon McDemon Face doesn't,
Yeah,
because Akuma, Purple Suit Akuma is like, you know what? I really like sledgehammers now.
yeah. Well, it's more the fact that he pretty much railed all his henchmen and went, "Come in, guys, come in, guys. What's happening, guys? What's this?" And then
And nobody answers.
he kind of got upset, and I think he broke his walkie-talkie, and then goes, ah, there's a
He
sledgehammer.
he did, because he's standing outside and he there is no sound effect. He squashes that walkie-talkie like it were a piece of cake.
Yeah, yeah.
It just kind of goes, just falls to the side, and I think I watched that bit 2 or 3 times, going like, what happened?
I can I can touch the thing that I was watching it on. It just kept spawning adverts.
Oh, that happened in the background once you were in full screen.
Yeah, I didn't get the full screen.
I got there, but it took a bit of doing.
Yeah, how many YouTube ads that you get to?
Oh, I think once I eventually closed down the movie from full screen, I had like 27 tabs open.
Oh, fuck. Oh man.
So,
Yeah.
whoopsie daisy.
Anyway,
But yeah,
so
he goes with his sledgehammer
mhm,
to find Kamada after Mustache Guy has slipped past,
mhm.
and Purple Suit Akuma proceeds to like just beat the shit out of him with a sledgehammer.
Yeah, he literally beats the shit out of him with a sledgehammer. Like full on, he's like down on the ground getting the shit beaten out, and then he turns into the demon at that point and slices him his head off, or just his
Yeah,
hand.
it's so this is like very much those pitch meetings of oh, will it be really difficult for him to beat the man with the sledgehammer? Oh no, like super easy, barely an inconvenience. He's
Uh-huh.
going to turn into a demon and slash the man's head into three.
Yeah, that's his signature move. We saw at the start of the movie.
Yep, and that's it. Game over. That's that guy. That guy's dead now.
Yeah,
Like
that's it done.
that guy has been built up for the whole movie, and we defeated him within the first 3 seconds.
Oh, he got a good minute of him beating him down. He got the sledgehammer like
Pointlessly.
put like he got what he got like a shot to the face like instantaneously as soon as he
There's
came around
like
the corner.
nothing to like wash away all of the potential danger by going. It's like, oh yeah, now that he's a demon, that man is now dead. Like it doesn't even matter.
Yeah,
He's just dead
yeah,
immediately. It's like, oh
uh,
cool, never any danger there. I
yeah,
guess I'd better go and like demon out and help my buddy and
yeah.
stuff.
That's how Sakurai gets out of the room. She climbs into the air vent, and
She does, because that guy chases her.
yeah, because the grandpa is getting beaten up because he's like, oh, this doesn't work and you're dead type thing, and he turns into the tentacle flower monster, and
Yep.
then she sees it all and it goes, ah, and it's like, oh, and it's like, Sakurai, run, and I'm like, how do you fucking run in an air vent? You
You
can't.
stand up as much as possible and and go.
There's no room in an air vent.
Oh, she's screwed.
Yeah, I don't know how she got away from that thing.
Me neither.
And I don't even know how he got into the thing either, because he was well bigger in that air vent.
Yeah. But they end up in like a big open environment, of course,
Hmm.
uh, where
Some
it's a bit of a standoff, like some sort of factory setting or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's a dock, so it's meant to be loading for
Yeah.
boats. But it has
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
that's
big
right.
arm to pick up like the containers and you put them on something.
That's
Um,
right.
so they end up there. She gets kind of beaten up, tentacle in the mouth, a really large one.
Yeah,
What the-
it gets a bit Legend of the Overfiend here.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want with tentacles.
Yeah, that has been proven time and time again
Yeah.
through anime. So
And then Tashman gets the grandpa, talks to her, and he's like, something, 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 something. I can't remember what he says.
it's because it's irrelevant. That's
It
why.
seems irrelevant. It's like, oh, he's turned, and you need to kind of stop it now. It's like, all right, Grandpa, and then he goes, ugh.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh shit.
yeah,
Oh
because
well, he
Grandpa's
didn't see that coming.
beaten up a lot. And then Demon Man gets to the open area a bit
Yep.
and starts trying to fight this thing, and he
He's
kind of
kind of winning.
Yeah, the thing's kind of like just hanging in the air with his tentacles, and then just like, and then
Yep.
he slices them down, and then he just or just goes mental with his tentacles and slices all over
Yep.
the place. And then almost drops like the big loader that we were talking about because his tentacles are so strong they can slice through the inten- ins-
Yeah.
insanely thick steel beams.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, full sense. Why not? Anyway,
Oh yeah.
which is also this reason why the women's clothes explode because he's used those tentacles to explode the clothes.
It's not really a reason. It's just a thing that happens.
It's just a thing that happens. I don't say there's a reason for him doing it, except for that he
That's
needs
true.
to eat the liver.
Yeah, and as we know, like the
Do
way
you know
to a
what?
woman's liver is through her breasts.
Yeah, that's exactly where the liver is, isn't it? It's right here. It's right here.
In the chest next to the heart.
Yeah, right next
Uh,
to the heart, through the ribcage. It's not in the soft part of the belly.
yeah,
I'm sure.
that's kind of all kicking off, and then he kind of temporarily knocks the bad guy down, and
Mhm.
then Mustache Man's like, "Hey, whoa, 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 whoa," and he's like, "No, fuck you," and knocks him to the side because he's all demoned out.
Yeah, fooled.
Um,
So
but then Tentacle Man
choose.
gets back up.
Yeah, choose like the head of the tentacle man's head right off, and
Yep.
that's when McTashman comes in. Uh, and he
That
throws
actually that
Mitash
bit of animation's pretty cool actually.
the
Where
the
he just
swipe.
tears his head off.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's real cool.
And then McTashman he gets flung into like pile of girders
Yep,
because there's always like loose girders. I mean, I suppose that's from the
of
previous
course.
fight. Anyway, and then Thingy gets up, like you said, and then he just fires like all the tentacles at the demon guy, and it's like okay, it's pierced his head and his arms and everything
Yep.
and all that. And like McTashman's not dead because he's not crushed under all this Furon metal, but
No, he's mostly fine, just a little bit stuck.
yeah, and he grabs his gun, the gun that we mentioned earlier with the
Yep,
dart, and he shoots at
the
the
bad
thing.
guy.
And there's some weird monologue where it's like at this point, Demon Phase goes has reached the point of where all demon viruses people kind of reach and see the pain and suffering and all the spirits that this virus has caused and something like that. And then
Yeah, that's right. It shows like flashes of graves and a crow and the color black and a rainstorm, and it's like,
yeah,
this is dumb. This is really dumb.
well, he's fallen head first down the screen. It's like
Yeah.
falling spinning into nothingness. And then
Ugh.
Sakurai gets up and goes, "Don't die, don't die, don't die." And then he starts shouting in this dream, going, "Don't die, don't
Yeah.
die, don't
It's so
die."
that is genuinely amazing because she says don't die, don't die, and then it changes to do not die,
Yeah,
and he's like, you know what, I won't die.
yeah,
I've decided not to.
yeah.
uh
And then his hair in that scene goes white or gold lightens, and as
yep,
he comes back and reaches towards
the light.
the light, which kind of looks like an egg,
Yeah,
ovulated egg from like things that people like in Luke Who's Talking to stuff.
yeah, it's all super fucking weird.
It's all
And
weird.
then
Like, he reaches, and McTashman fires his gun and distracts him for a bit. He
yep,
reaches the light, and then the
the
hand,
the aforementioned like hand that had
hand,
gone inside of her bursts out of her
yeah, bursts like out
like
as a
chest
rocket.
burster style, like.
Yeah, yeah, right out of her,
But
uh,
don't worry, she's fine.
and and gets the head of the flower demon thing in the belly of
Yeah,
the dude, and rips it out, and
yeah.
that's how they defeat the demon.
and it
You know,
turns
it
to
kind of
ash.
looks like he has, like, he's growing an extra arm on that whole
It,
outstretch.
it it does, yeah. And then
It's,
but then he reattaches the hand to what looked like an already regrown hand.
yeah, he touched,
So
and then that's that, and she's there, and he's all naked, fully naked this time. You know,
yeah,
before he's always kind of like half
he always
naked,
had trousers,
yeah, or something.
like the Bruce Banner sort of. I've hulked out, but my trousers are still good.
Yeah, uh, and then he goes over to save his mate,
That's
McTashy
right.
McTashman, and clears
Yep.
the girders away and saves him by lifting it up in human form. And then he kind of stands staring at McTashman, and Sakurai goes, "Demon dude, demon dude, you're the demon dude, right?" And he goes, "No, I am not the demon dude." And then he kind of walks out,
Yeah.
butt naked. Where
He
is?
just says, "That's not me, not
Yeah,
me."
and then you get another kind of montage. He's now sitting up, looking over the city, and right, we found the reason why he wasn't affected for this, and it's so that we can battle the other demons or something as biohunters.
Yep. And then the credits.
And then
Credits
that's the
roll.
credits, and that's it. That's the end
Holy shit.
of this 1 hour long anime, which is
we
taking us 1 hour to describe this.
I was going to say we have recorded for about an hour, so
Yeah,
Jesus wept. This was bad. This is real bad.
I mean, yeah, I think like real time dubbing. What's it called? What's the ones that do the Sonic
Real
stuff?
real time fan dub.
Real time fan dub. Yeah, man, they could come along and get this, and I'm sure it could be another ghost stories. I mean, like the dialogue's already almost ghost
It,
story esque.
it is. It's almost on a par. It's definitely not quite as racist or homophobic, but it's oof.
Or just yeah, it's definitely not as offensive as ghost stories because well,
No.
they're talking about in ghost stories they end up slagging off the Jews and Christianity, Buddha
They,
maybe.
I don't know. They don't tend to pull many punches in that. They
No.
probably could not make that now,
Oh
and maybe
no.
rightly so.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, like this movie's bad.
Uh huh.
How do you rate it?
It's terrible, but like some of the lines in it just like went, oh, okay. I wouldn't expect that.
Yep.
uh, I got through it. I'm gonna give it a four. A four.
Okay.
It's watchable to a degree.
Yeah.
There's some things that's like there is kind of an interesting underlying point through it of the like pointlessness,
Yeah. I mean, I guess.
but yeah, uh, I don't know. It's not the worst anime I ever watched.
No, I mean that's true.
We've watched
Uh,
a lot more that I probably rate less.
I think I would rate this probably three don't dies out of 10.
Three don't dies.
Yeah, three don't dies out of 10.
Don't die.
Um,
Not three do not dies.
no, I didn't want to go that far. I feel like three do not dies would maybe make it a slightly better movie.
Don't die. Don't die. Oh,
Do
it's
not die.
and then the weird monologuing over it all. Oh man.
It's all dog shit. Um, so yeah, congratulations, you've survived our first episode of the spooky season.
Mhm.
Biohunter. We're hopefully going to be back next week with I think Vampire Hunter D was the one we had discussed for next week.
Um, yeah, it's certainly a maybe the one we have mentioned before.
And then culminating in our Halloween episode, which we have teased probably enough to the degree where you now know what it is we're talking about. But we will be watching Perfect Blue, which I'm actually very excited about because I've never seen it.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've never seen this either.
That's true, but I am excited about watching Perfect Blue. I'm now sad that I've watched this.
Oh, it's broaden your horizons of horror genre. Would you rate this as a horror?
It's definitely a horror, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's
What makes
definitely a horror.
what
It's
makes it
not a good horror.
what makes it a horror?
The demons.
The demons. But is that horror?
Demons and violence tend to make something a horror.
I mean, to me, I don't know. To me, a horror should be scary in some way.
I think that's the thing is horror as a genre encompasses more than just scares. It encompasses kind of a thematic consistency, like Tucker and Dale versus Evil or Severance or The Cottage are movies that are horror comedies. They're not scary, but they
Yeah,
are horror. Shaun of the Dead is another good example. Is a horror comedy. It is not scary.
I know.
So like horror is there's a theming. It's not just about kind of the scariness. I think like as soon as you add like the words psychological in front of horror, I tend to be more like, oh, okay, this might be a bit tense. But yeah, this is straight up just like it reminds me of like the Guyver.
Oh
Like the
yeah,
Guyver is sort of sci-fi horror,
yeah.
and that that or I'm trying to think of another good example. Like even the Overfiend, which is like just weird hentai, is also horror.
Horror hentai.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's a thing. Maybe the last time I will mention that though.
I'll
But
I'll
I
uh,
think like
I will say one thing. I was talking to you during the week about it.
uh
This like I watched it. And I was like, is it just gore? Because of also the first minute I saw was just that part.
yeah.
Uh, and it's not gore.
No,
No, it's good. It's good.
it's yeah. It is what it is. I
Yeah.
just realized that it is apparently genre is mystery psychological horror. I do not think this is psychological horror at all.
I think it is. Do you not feel like you've been scarred for life now by watching it?
Not in the same way.
In the same way.
I like that the sort of romanization of this is bio hunter.
Vile Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably how it be in Japanese.
I
Yeah.
like it sounds terrible, but I do get such great enjoyment out of like hearing a Japanese accent like say things that are almost English because of the way it's romanized. Like I think it's really fascinating. But yeah. Well, we've done it. This is the part one of our three parts of our spooky season. Before we deep dive into some other anime, which
Mhm.
I think we've yet to figure out what that is. But well, as soon as we know, we will let you know.
Mhm.
This episode, I think, is going live on the 16th of October, and then we'll have another one on the 23rd and another one on the 30th for the spooky season.
Yeah.
But as always, this is Who's That Anime? It is an anime podcast that talks about the fun parts of anime, mostly the ridiculous,
The fun parts.
and mostly, yeah, the bits that are confusing, that maybe shouldn't be confusing, but we like to overcomplicate, and can be found where all good podcasts can be found. Our home is at anchor.fm. You can search for anchor.fm/ Who's That Anime. We can be found on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Pocket Cast, Overcast, Amazon Music, Stitcher, Audible. We're all over the place. We have a Facebook page. Oh, wait. You should review us. I forgot to say that part. If you can, give us a review. That would be awesome. 5 stars always welcome. Less than 5 stars with some constructive criticism, absolutely welcome. As we normally say, we don't actually make any money from this, so if you've already reviewed us, that's a great way to support us. If you want to continue to support us, it would be really cool if you would maybe tell a friend and get them to have a listen. We do have a Facebook page, that is facebook.com/who's that anime. You can find all the episodes when we push them up there. That's both the ones we can find in the video format and the audio format, and occasionally the anime memes. We have a Discord. You can find a link for that in the show notes. And we do have a YouTube channel, as I mentioned. That is going to youtube.com and searching for the channel Who's That Anime. And there we push the video versions of this podcast. Colin, where are we at now?
Oh, for this one, it should be another horror genre of anime. It should be Vampires in the Night Garden. Actually, it's not Vampires in the Night Garden, it's Vampires in the Garden. But the Night Garden vampires might be...
That would be definitely interesting, I will say.
I think there probably is images of something like that. Sure, there've probably been some, like, one where they dressed up in Halloween costumes for some reason.
I don't know, it's for babies, but I will check, though.
Or, no, wait. No, it is. I think I'm thinking Mona the Little Vampire, or what it is. She kind of had like the same hairstyle as Itsy Ditsy.
Upsy Daisy.
Upsy Daisy. Who's Itsy Ditsy?
I don't know that person exists, but I do like that if I type vampires in the Night Garden, I get pictures of Makapaka and Upsy Daisy and Iggle Piggle, and then the lead characters from Vampire in the Garden. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But yeah, that will be awesome to finally get that up on the channel. We occasionally, Colin and I like to play some video games. You can find Colin at twitch.tv/couchfuel and myself at twitch.tv/hailpayman. We have YouTube channels you can go to for Couchfuel and Hail Payman. The kind of back catalogue and archive of all of the streams we've done tend to be in there. We haven't been streaming much lately. We keep saying we're going to try and do something about that. I think we hopefully will be able to do something about that more sooner rather than later. But that is us.
Yeah, there might be something big coming on the stream at some point. Some stupid thing that we're going to do for stupid reasons.
Yeah, stupid things for stupid reasons. Well, no, stupid things for good reasons.
Well, good reasons. For if you're into that. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah. All good.
Well,
all good.
On that note, I guess we will see you next week. Same anime place, same anime time.
Yeah. Pretty much should be saying that. Did note that we didn't divert very well. Of course, we didn't have any upbeat things to say or anything like that.
I think that's more because we were angry.
Angry?
I think if you get frustrated with what it is you're watching, it's so much easier to stay on topic.
Maybe. Or there's not so many interesting divergence to call it. Oh, this thing happened, and then
we got a little bit into the history of Madhouse Studios, so yeah, we'll go with that.
Well, that's not off topic though. That was still on topic.
That is pretty much on topic for us.
We did pretty well. Anyway,
yeah, I'm proud of us.
Well, we'll see you guys next week with our Vampire Hunter D episode. Keeping the spooky alive with things that go bump in the night.
and go vamp in the garden.
Vamp in the nighttime garden.
We will see you next week, folks.
Yeah. See you guys later. Bye.
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 Oh, that is truly awful. I'm so sorry.
死ぬな死ぬな
死ぬな死ぬな死ぬな死ぬな
死ぬな
よせ、新しい体ならここにある。この俺を使え。